So, if you've been following my channel and you actually stay to the end of my videos, you see that, my personal character that I got from my channel, he has the Ishiki horn. So whenever they brought this new item to the shop, I just had to get it. But for an extra tip for y'all, something that you didn't know about this clothing skill, about this, this clothing accessory, it has a unique skill. And, it allows you to basically reflect attacks. When you reflect their attacks, it's going to reduce their movement speed. So this has nothing to do with the video we're doing today, but I highly suggest y'all go out and y'all get this accessory skill. It's actually pretty cool. It's not going to work as good as the one I talked about in the one video where I was talking about countering a Chi Shuriken, but slowing down your opponent's movement speed is going to be something that's pretty useful, and it can be very useful maybe in flag battle or something like that. But now, so today's video, we're going to basically be countering Truth Seeker Orb. I'm going to be showing y'all how to break the orb with Season 5 right around the corner. Most of the veteran players might know how to break this jutsu, but for all you new players, I'm here for y'all, and I'm here to help y'all break this jutsu. So if this is something you think you might be interested in, go ahead and stay tuned to the end of the video. And if you've been here before and you haven't already, just like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notifications so you can know whenever we post new videos. But let's go ahead and hop into this content.
That was the best you can do, Austin.
So in today's video, we're going to be doing it a little bit different than what we usually do it. Usually we go through, when we do these counter videos, we show you the jutsu that don't work and stuff like that. Let me know in the comments if you prefer it that way, but in this video I'm going to try it different to make it shorter and not as long. We're just going to be talking about the jutsus that actually do break Truth Seeker Orbs. So, when we start over with the attack, the first jutsu, of course, some of y'all probably guessed it, it's going to be Strange Taste. Of course, Kawaki's jutsu, it allows you to absorb any ninjutsu in the game for the most part. So this is going to break Truth Seeker Orb, and it's actually a pretty good counter. I mainly see this being useful in base battle, or maybe barrier battle, or flag, possibly. But anything attack based, so if you're running attack battle, or if you're running survival mode, it just leaves you as a sitting duck when you're using Strange Taste, because anybody can just hit you, anybody can attack you, and that's the downfall of this jutsu. We move over to the second jutsu, which makes sense, because if you remember from the anime, whenever they were fighting Jubito and Madara, only Sage Jutsu was able to actually damage Madara and Jubito, so they would have to combine their jutsus to fight Jubito whenever Naruto and Sasuke were fighting. So the Sage Art Wind Style Rasen Shuriken is the next thing we're talking about, and this jutsu is good, but it has horrible tracking. So, but the thing is though, with the Truth Seeker Orb, they're not going to be moving that quickly, so you're going to be able to hit them, and you're going to get a decent amount of damage when you hit them with this. They need to definitely put more Sage Jutsu into the game so we have more things to break Truth Seeker Orbs, but I like how they made it realistic to the show where Sage Jutsu breaks Truth Seeker Orbs. So, when we swing over to the range types, the jutsus that they have, the only one that I actually found was Onyx Chidori. I don't really know why this one breaks through Truth Seeker Orbs. It makes no sense to me, but it's good and it balances the game out. Onyx Chidori is one of the more effective counters for Truth Seeker Orb. And it's just because it's quick release, it's quick activation, and you get good damage, and the orb breaks immediately. And you can very well pair this with a lot of good jutsu and stuff like that. So definitely, if you're a range type, Onyx Chidori is going to be what you want to go to. So when we go over to the defense, one thing is there wasn't really any defense jutsus that broke Truth Seeker Orbs. Now there was some that was able to kind of counter, and that's going to be like Sand Shield. Sand Shield and Truth Seeker Orbs are just going to clash with each other, basically just fighting for space. Hazan Strike, you're not going to break Truth Seeker Orbs, but with the second attack where the actual, the airwave comes through, you're going to actually deal damage, but you're still going to get knocked back. And then also with Demon Hunter, you don't get knocked back by the Truth Seeker Orb and your ninjutsu doesn't get sealed, but you take damage. So these things are kind of like counters, but we're mainly talking about, we're trying to talk about things that break Truth Seeker Orbs. So most of the defense jutsu, they're not going to break it. But of course you could use wood style dome wall or mud wall, and these things are going to prevent Truth Seeker Orbs from getting to you, but they're not going to break it, and that's the sad thing with defenses. So we move over to range types. The two jutsus that you can use to actually break Truth Seeker Orbs, is actually, it's alright. So lava style dissolving jutsu is the first thing we're going to talk about. This doesn't break Truth Seeker Orbs, but it deals damage and you don't take any damage. So I mean, if this is on base battle and somebody's trying to run Truth Seeker Orbs, you can make them pay for it, or if they're almost dead, you could very well hit them with the lava style dissolving jutsu, and this is going to deal out some damage. Now if you want to actually break Truth Seeker Orbs, we go over to another jutsu, which this is one of the few things that's made this jutsu pretty useful, and is the mind transmission jutsu. If you use this whenever somebody is using Truth Seeker Orb, you're going to break the orb completely, and if you know about mind transmission jutsu, it also resets your ninjutsu cooldown time. So this is actually something that's pretty effective, and it can be very well used, and it's going to actually work against Truth Seeker Orb, because mind transmission gets a knockback because it doesn't move quickly. But you don't move that fast on Truth Seeker Orbs anyway. They're not going to be able to move, and it's an easy target for the mind transmission to hit consecutively and consistently. So, breakdown. The main jutsus that are going to give you the best chance of breaking Truth Seeker Orbs is going to be Onyx Chidori, Sage Art Wind Style Rasen Shuriken, and we're also going to be talking about Mind Transmission Jutsu. Those are the three jutsus that are going to give you the best chance of breaking Truth Seeker Orbs. These other ones will work, but those are the most effective ones that you can combo. Really, Onyx Chidori and Sage Art Rasen Shuriken. So when I ran some builds, for as far as what it goes for the tap type and the healer type, you're going to be wanting to pair these jutsus with something that's going to give you a little bit of a frame of delay. So what I mean is, whenever you use Chidoris in this game, there's a certain little animation that they do where they'll fall to the ground slowly, and they do a slow get up, which gives you a chance to charge up one of these actually long charging jutsus. So if you're running maybe Lightning Blade with your attack build, and then you can come back with the Rasen Shuriken while they're getting up and land the attack. Same thing with the healers. The main thing that I saw, Mind Transmission moves slow. So maybe if you pair it with Nervous System Rupture, then you can actually hit them with the Mind Transmission. Or another thing that I actually did is I used the Super Weight and Boulder, and it basically slows down their movement speed to the point to where they can't run. But the thing is, Mind Transmission is so awful in team battles because the activation is so slow for the second attack. But the good thing is at least you can break the orb and your teammates can come in and help after that. Now the one thing that works best by itself is going to be the range jutsu, Onyx Chidori. You really don't need to run any specific build with Onyx Chidori. For the most part, you can land Onyx Chidori and you're not going to have any issues. And another thing I didn't talk about with defense builds, also, if you run Susanoo armor, it is the perfect counter to Truth Seeker Orbs because you're not going to take any damage, and you're also going to be you're going to be able to hit them, but you're not going to actually deal damage. So I wouldn't hit them when you're in Susanoo armor because the Truth Seeker Orb deals back damage to you. But with the defense jutsus, for the most part, you can just hold your own and you won't get knocked off the base or knocked off the flag just because you're going up against Susanoo armor. But hey, that's gonna be it. I tried to do the counter video a little bit different this time, make it shorter, get more to the point. So let me know in the comments how y'all felt about how I did this counter video, and let me know any other jutsus that you want me to show you counters for, especially you new players that are coming to the game for Season 5. I'm doing whatever I can to help y'all and make this game as competitive as possible. So just remember, Onyx Chidori and Sage Art Wind Style Rasen Shuriken are going to be your best bets. Now if you want to irritate people, the Mind Transmission Jutsu is pretty fun to use. It's just a little bit hard to land. But Mind Transmission works really well with aggressive players. People that are running Demon Hunter or they're just going to be rushing you. It's a very easy way for you to actually land them with the Mind Transmission. And it's something that I taught you in the last video. If you block and reflect their attack and you knock them back, this is where the clothing skill that I talked about in the beginning from the horn comes into play. When you knock them back, their movement speed is reduced. Then you can use the Mind Transmission, hit them, and hey, hopefully nobody interrupts your attack. But if you like the content, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you can know whenever I post new videos. I appreciate all the support from y'all, and I'm gonna see y'all next week. We up.